Well, a 1-3 road trip for the Kings as they lose to the Denver Nuggets tonight, 130 to 124. I don't think the game is really as close as the score would indicate. You know, it's funny. You get a certain feel of the game. Maybe you disagree with me, but there was not any point during the game that I thought the Kings could win this game with how poorly they were playing defensively. And Ryno, I got to ask you, the first quarter again, very alarming. The points, even though they beat Milwaukee, but again tonight you allowed 39 points in the first quarter. It's not a good recipe for success.
Grant, it's the age of your starters and the age of your starting backcourt. They cannot play the defense on ball that the bench can play. So the slow starts are to be expected. I don't know why we're expecting anything else unless they are hitting all their threes. And I thought you nailed it. I never thought the Kings had a chance in this one.
No, never. To me, Denver was just toying with them. I really got the impression that Denver would have been able to do whatever they wanted to with Nikola Jokic on the floor. Like, he's so good. He just, like, without Keegan Murray, and we talked about this on the radio show today, this is not a good matchup for Sacramento. We knew Aaron Gordon was going to have a big game. We knew Jokic was going to have a big game. Kings don't match up with this team. They just don't. Not without Keegan Murray.
Yeah, you don't match up with them. You're absolutely right. There's nobody that can fill those shoes. But you knew what game you needed from the Kings to have a chance, and that game didn't show up. Guys that are 31 or older in your starting lineup took 49 shots tonight. What worked in Milwaukee was ball movement, assists, everybody touching the ball.
Yep.
Dennis Schroeder shoots as many threes as Zach LaVine. It's a formula for this feeling that we both had watching this game tonight.
I totally am with you with what you just said, but the Kings' biggest problem is on the other side of the floor. They're a bad defensive team. The dribble drives tonight were just ridiculous. It was like matador defense, and we're going to bring Jerry Reynolds in now. But when you think about the dribble drive, the dribble penetration in this game, and listen, the Kings didn't contest any threes tonight. Denver just missed threes. You are really, and again, I know it's a tough matchup, and I know Denver's a very good team. You're not going to win playing defense like that. Jerry, your thoughts on what we just watched in Denver?
Well, yeah, defense is a problem. Actually, the Kings are becoming a very good offensive team.
Yes,
but you're playing four guards and a center, and so it's tough matchups everywhere. Obviously, Russell Westbrook plays bigger than any guard probably in the league ever, and that makes up for a lot of it. But bottom line is, if you have to score 135 to win, you're not going to win very often. And but I like their offense. I think that this unit is coming together, and if they can just if Keegan can get back before they get too big a hole, I think they might have a chance to do something, because it's just too tough being that small.
Well, and we talked about the poor start again to this game, Jerry, and Ryno was talking about, your starting lineup, you look at the age. I mean, for the second game in a row, you give up a ton of points in the first quarter. Tonight, 39. It's a tough recipe to be successful on the road, giving up 39 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, you're always fighting back. And and to their credit, against Milwaukee, they fought back and won. And tonight they fought back, and where, that basically the three goes there late by LaVine, which was, they still have a slim chance, So it's, like I say, the offense, I'm impressed with. I think that Schroeder is starting to kind of get it, and Domas is back to playing his game pretty much. He looked hurt tonight.
Yeah.
Right.
He was playing hurt, no question about it. But, I think Coach Christie's getting his rotation set a little bit better with, Eubanks is becoming a pretty nice fill-in backup center. And now, obviously without Monk, we won't know exactly what the rotations probably can be, but we'll see. I'll be honest with you, I'd almost be surprised if they don't beat Golden State.
Yeah, they played up. Golden State plays tomorrow night, so you're getting them on the end of a long road trip that have taken them to Milwaukee and Indiana, where they didn't play well at all. They lost both games. They play tomorrow night in Phoenix, and then they're going to be tired when they get to Sacramento. So but the Kings got to play better defense. Their defense tonight was atrocious. It was absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, I thought the zone against most teams would probably be a good way to go, but I think against the Nuggets, I mean, Jokic is just too good. I mean, he's going to kill everybody, but I mean, it just gives him a chance to play quarterback and just find guys. And how many baskets did they get right at the rim? Just because he could look over the top of the defense and find guys, cutters or guys at the rim. And so I can't say I'm that disappointed. I mean, it's nothing new. They haven't been a good defensive team all year, and that's for them to win games.
Denver's a much better team. You got to tip your hat to them.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, on the road trip, the two best teams in the West, Kings actually played them pretty well. The Thunder and I think those are the two best teams right now, and maybe the two best in the entire league. So, I like I say, the only problem I've had this team all year, hey, they're a fun team to watch and they can score. Yep. I just don't like the fact that they're too many guards and they're too old. That bothers. I mean, because I don't know where you go with it.
Coach, humor me for a second. What's one of the most fundamental things about running his own defense? And I understand you're going up against a 3-time MVP, but it's putting your hands up, right? And I feel like the Kings didn't even make an attempt to do that tonight.
No, even though it's a zone, you still got to have pressure on the ball. Wherever the ball goes, you have really got to get up into whoever has it or try to deny it. And I thought that, to your point, the Kings especially were kind of on the back line, just kind of waiting for something to happen as opposed to move somewhere. Anytime the ball moves, somebody on the back line zone, they need to be moving. That's what a zone is. You're not just guarding where your feet are. I mean, you have an area to guard in relation to where the ball goes. You should be moving in relation to that. I always said, I mean, if you hit the high post, the back guys automatically cover the low post. But sometimes you saw the ball get in the high post and the guys in the low areas basically were not sure where to go. And that's how you get in trouble.
One thing to me is very obvious with the rotation is Cardwell, Jones, and Ryno are not even remotely in Doug Christie's thinking of coming into the game. And so I'm not surprised by that specifically because of their experience or lack thereof. And Ryno's a rookie, and I still think his time will come. But, I mean, you said it, Jerry, the lack of size on this team is a glaring weakness right now. And you hope that when Keegan Murray comes back, I mean, a lot of that is corrected, but you still need more size. It's just, we knew that going into the season, and it has really reared its head here in the first 7 games of the season.
Yeah, they've been bailed out to some degree by Russell Westbrook, who's a freak of nature. The guy's a first ballot Hall of Famer for a reason. I mean, there's never been a guard rebounds like he has, and he still can do it. But it doesn't change the fact that this is a team that doesn't have enough long wings. And then, as you pointed out, even when Keegan comes back, they really need another one in addition to Keegan. I mean, Eubanks has turned out to be a little better backup, but he's a small center too, and so that's where they are. I mean, and I thought too, if for this team they probably do need to shoot a few more threes. They've actually got some 3-point shooters, and they're probably going for the mid-range maybe a little bit too much.
Jerry, besides Isaac Jones having a tough time with Larry Marketing, is there anything else that you've seen that stuck out that would cause him to fall out of Coach Christie's favor?
Not really. I'm a little surprised. I thought this from the summer league, I thought he'd get a little better run, and maybe he still will. One thing about him, he's a high energy guy, and he's athletic and long. And to me, I thought that he had some of the things they really need on this team. So I'm definitely a little bit surprised that he hasn't gotten a few more opportunities.
Yeah, 130 to 124. The final. Sacramento goes 1-3 on the road trip, and they now come home 2-5, and the Warriors are next. And if you don't think that game is really big, just look at the schedule after that. So I mean, you got to be real careful about falling into a hole that you can't climb out of in this Western Conference. You got to be real careful here. So I'm with you. I think the Kings have a very good chance of winning that game. I think you're catching Golden State at a really good time. Although I'm not so sure I'd want to play Golden State if they lose 3 in a row. I don't know if they're going to lose to Phoenix or win tomorrow. I don't have a crystal ball, but they're a veteran team, and if they're healthy, they're still going to be a very formidable challenge. What about the lack of adjustments defensively? Do you think tonight, and I'll say this, for the first time tonight of the 7 games, I really question the effort on defense. I didn't like the effort on defense. I thought there were too many times they were flat-footed, they weren't rotating, they weren't running out of threes. Tonight was the first time I'm going, are these guys trying? That's the first time I've said that this year. Your thoughts?
Well, the thing that bothered me a little bit, I thought the only chance probably to defend these guys or this team, you can't do it in the half court. They're just too good. And I mean, with Jokic in particular, Gordon, I mean, these guys know each other. So, and the Kings really, I thought if you're ever going to press and trap and try to get the game extended, this is a team that you need to do that against. I'm not saying it'd win or you'd even work, but I think that's a much better chance than dropping into half court zone or just straight man. And because these guys, I mean, Denver's been doing this for years, and I mean, they're going to chop you up, and we saw that.
Grant, I think you make a great point. Jokic beat back 4 Kings on one possession. He stole the ball from Schroeder and beat Schroeder up the court. Jerry, is that an area where if Coach Christie's seeing that, and I get it's a getaway game, you've been away for a week, where you're going to start making some substitutions, or is that something you kind of live with as a coach?
Well, no, I think you've got to try to, to me, this is a team that you probably got to kind of scheme for each game differently. I mean, in other words, say the Warriors, you might be wise to play more of a half-court defensive game because their guards are a lot more effective, breaking traps and presses. But I just think though that with the size overall, with the size on this team, and certainly Domas is not big for a center. I think the more you can press and pick up and stretch the game out, whether you force turnovers or not, just make teams use clock and pull their bigger guys away from the basket. Your chances are better.
Well, I disagree with this point that, if you don't care about the team, then don't watch the team. All right. A lot of people are saying just go young. I think it's a little bit too premature to just go young. I think that if the month of November is going to be as bad as I forecast, then you can go young, but not now. You can't do that to Zach LaVine. You can't do that to DeMar DeRozan. I mean, you just can't. I'm sorry. You just can't do that right now. So I'm not saying that won't happen, but it's a long season. There's a lot of ebb and flow. And if you go back and win a couple games at home, then everybody's feeling better about themselves. The problem is they don't play very well at home. That's an issue.
I think if you're going to start creeping that way, the most realistic trigger that Coach Christie is going to pull is Nick Clifford before Keegan Murray gets back. You can see he's got a ton of confidence in him. I thought Nick, for the most part, played a really good game tonight, in which he had 200 or 300 people there. So a lot of pressure on him from that sense. But he had a great defensive possession against Jamal Murray, Jerry, at the end of the third quarter. You couldn't ask for anything more. And that's a rookie guarding somebody that is a champion. So I think that would be the move, Clifford instead of Westbrook.
Well, I mean, Clifford needs to play. I'll say that. And I mean, like I say, I think at some point, I don't know what the point is, but it may, to me, you really not much you can do now anyway. To my mind, you're going to have to get into the 25, 30 game area before you know exactly where you are. And then, of course, with the current roster, exactly what young guys are so good you need to play them. Now, having said that, I think by trade deadline, if things aren't going well, then that's when you try to do things to change the team and get younger. But it's pretty hard to do that right now.
Yep.
Again, 120 to 114. So how would you Jerry, before we let you go, how would you evaluate this 4-game road trip?
Well, I'd say it's about what I expected. I mean, to get the one win against Milwaukee makes it okay. I mean, I certainly didn't when they started. I wouldn't have said there's any game they'd be favored in, and they did win one. So I'd have to say, all things considered, and the fact they played pretty well against everybody. Probably the worst game they had was against Chicago, and of course Chicago's been one of the surprise teams early, and they still are in that. So, yeah, I'm not disappointed. You know, I guess where a lot of people might see it different. The reason I didn't expect them to win very many. I think this is a real work in progress, to be honest with you. A very small team that just is going to have a tough time in the West.
Yep. Hey, chat, let's not jump the gun and make assumptions about what's going on with a player and their family because they have not played in 2 games. Unless you know for certain, don't throw those things in the chat.
It's stupid. You're exactly right.
That.
It's irresponsible, and it just creates chatter that we don't need. I know what the issue is, and Ryno knows what the issue is, and it's not up to me to tell you what the issue is. I don't have that right. It's a private matter. But your messages are your speculation is way off the map. So don't go there. Okay, don't go there. Just real quickly, Jerry, before we let you go, the Memphis Grizzlies are a volcano getting ready to erupt right now. They are a mess. Ja Morant is a mess. The coaching staff there and the head coach has already lost the locker room. I don't think he's going to make it to Thanksgiving. I really don't. But I don't think that cures their problems, because I think you have such a problem child as the quote unquote leader of your team in Ja Morant. That's a mess right there.
Yeah, it really is. It's been a mess really for some time. You know, you go back 3 years, he's one of the faces of the league, you know, and a sure star, kind of a Derrick Rose wannabe. And now with all the discipline problems and off court problems and injuries, and I don't know what his value is, to be honest with you. I think there's a lot of teams that with his contract and his not just his behavior, but his production hasn't been
right.
He has not been the same player, and so they've got a real mess. I mean, to me, you know, Ja needs to be somewhere else, and they need him to be somewhere else. Now exactly what all that entails and whether they could, but they need to move him. That's for sure.
Jerry,
go ahead, Ryno.
I got one more question that's the fan base is kind of buzzing about as well. There's been some reports that the Kings might be interested in Precious Achiuwa. He's currently not on a roster. I'm a little surprised by that. Grant has said, you know, there's reasons why the other teams have stayed away. What's your evaluation of Precious, and do you think he would fit here in Sacramento?
I like him. I mean, he's a doesn't have a lot of offense, but he can rebound, and he's very athletic. You know, would be a little bit undersized 5, but he can play 5 and 4 both. I'm surprised he's not on a team. I don't know what all the problems are, but you know, clearly the fact he's not on a team means that everybody doesn't see him as high value. But for this team, they you know, he could help this team. I believe that. I mean, I really believe
I think a lot of people could help this team. I think Max Reynolds could help this team, to be honest with you. And I'd rather have him develop than bring in a kid or not a kid, but bring in someone that, you know, right now 30 teams in the NBA didn't want. So that doesn't mean you can't play, but there's a reason why here we are in November and he's still available. So just keep that in mind. That's my opinion. Jerry, I look forward to having you on my radio show tomorrow at 4:00. Thank you for that. And you have a good evening. And always good to have you on the show here. We won't make you suffer any more than we've already done here in the first 20 minutes. Okay.
Well, good. I'm getting off early, so I'll be able to study up and be prepared for you. You know, I've got a lot of homework to do. I appreciate that out for you.
Jerry, only 6 hours tonight.
6 hours? Okay. Yeah. I'll hold it to 6 hours. All right. Okay. And
thank you, Jerry.
I'll save my notes for you, Ryno.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to see proof.
See you guys.
Have a good night. All right, Jerry Reynolds tomorrow on Fox Sports Sacramento. He is going to be coming on with me at 4:00. We're going to take some phone calls here in just a moment. So happy that you have joined us right here on If You Don't Like That, as the Kings lose tonight to the Denver Nuggets. Hey, I want to tell you about DAS Mechanical. for your heating and air issues, whether it's service, whether it is a new unit. They are specialists when it comes to HVAC retrofitting. They do a phenomenal job, and you can contact them by just going online. Very easy to do. dasmechanical.org, dasmechanical.org, and take a moment and check out all of their 5-star reviews and the best of the best awards. There are numerous awards that they have won. They also have a $69 winter maintenance check through the month of November. Go to dasmechanical.org and check everything out with DAS Mechanical, family owned, serving Sacramento and Placer counties. Ryno, you ready for some calls, buddy?
Yeah, let's kick it off with Michael. Thanks for calling, Mike.
Hey guys, I have two questions for you. As Grant mentioned, the defense wasn't good, but when the game's on the line, you saw the Kings force a few turnovers at the end, playing like a more tighter, more frantic defense, picking up full court, etc. Is that just unsustainable for 48 minutes? And why aren't the Kings doing it?
It's not sustainable for 48 minutes. It's just not. Personally, I give the Kings credit for that, but I also thought the Denver Nuggets got a little careless and lazy when they had the double-digit lead with 2 minutes left. But yes, you can do it in spots, especially against a team like Denver. I don't think it's sustainable. Ryan, what do you think of that question?
Yeah, both from a conditioning standpoint, but also from a technicality standpoint. You have to be so fundamentally sound and know when to take risks, when not. Every team would do it in the NBA, and they'd win a championship if they could do it for 82 games.
Yep.
Thank you. Question number 2. Kings are consistently being outshot shooting 3-pointers. Is there a number that the Kings should be shooting? If we average 5 more per game, do you think that would change the win-loss?
It's a great question. And I think that's another aspect of Keegan Murray that they missed. But Ryno, do you have a number in your head that you think you would like to see from this team shooting the 3?
Yeah, it's a great point, Michael. I would like to see 35 plus. And that does not include some of the older players taking more. That's more Zach LaVine, a couple from Sabonis, a few more for Keegan Ellis off the bench.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Hey, thank you. Call again. We appreciate that. Yeah, the other issue is taking threes when you shouldn't be taking a 3. And there are times during the season when we've seen, and again, you can call it basketball IQ or what, but there are times when we feel like they shouldn't have taken a 3 in that situation. So that's part of it as well. But yeah, I think 35 is a good number.
Yeah. And the other thing that hurt this team tonight is the guards, especially Russell Westbrook at times. They dribbled themselves past the rest of the team, and they got themselves to the baseline with nowhere to go. And it just became a little bit of an issue and caused stagnation with the offense. David, thanks for holding. Yeah, you're gone. Dirk, you are on with Grant and Ryno.
Hey guys, interesting game. I had a fun time watching it and watching Russell Westbrook do his thing. Surprised he ended up playing 37 minutes in this game. I don't know about you guys, but it feels like this team offensively needs to be have no weak links at any given point, because they can't play one lick of defense against any team in this league with their lack of size. Is that your interpretation? Yeah.
And it's not only lack of size. They are not able to defend on the ball. I mean, dribble penetration, the Bulls killed them with dribble penetration, Oklahoma City. But tonight, Denver got anywhere they wanted to on the floor with no resistance. And again, we saw that in the Bulls game. No resistance to the dribble penetration by the Chicago guards over and over and over and over again. This team is not able to keep their man in front of them. It's just they get broken down all the time.
And if they're not going to have to work on the offensive side of the ball, the Kings need to make the opponent work when they're on offense, because when it's too stagnant like tonight, I felt like Denver did not have to rotate very much unless the bench unit was in. The assist to turnover ratio, 1.8 for the Kings, 4.13 for Denver. The best of the Kings is when you get those teams moving, and then, as Jerry said, transition, Dirk.
So what do we attribute the dribble penetration to? Is it like the lack of an anchor on defense?
It's the guard. It's the guards. Plain and simple, it's the guards.
Zach LaVine and Dennis Schroeder are not a good fit defensively, and especially switching. It's a switching league, so they're either having to go over or under, and instead of getting a hedge, which means somebody stepping out to kind of give you and buy you that second to get back, you don't have that because they got to stay home.
I will say I'm
Westbrook's
excited
not a
to
good
see.
on-ball defender anymore. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
he's
no,
getting
you're
beat
right.
too.
You're great point, Grant. You're right.
I am really excited to see how Keegan plays with Russell Westbrook. I mean, at a certain point of Keegan's, second year, he was an alley-oop threat, which I didn't see it all last year, and I haven't really seen it this year, obviously. So, I mean, there was something interesting about him running the point. He's always going to make a degree of mistakes. It just feels like and you never will be able to do this, but if he would overcome some of those decision makings, he could be one of the best point guards ever.
He is one of the best point guards ever. Not could be. He is.
I mean,
No,
I don't
he
think
is. Yes, he is. He's one of the best point guards to ever play in the NBA. Come on. But let's also I'm going to get right back down to this. I know Russell Westbrook had a really good game tonight. I understand he's still a serviceable and a good player. I mean, do you want Russell Westbrook playing 37 minutes, or do you want Nick Clifford playing those minutes? Do you want Russell Westbrook playing 37 minutes, or do you want to see Keon Ellis play more of those minutes? Although Keon played 25 tonight. I mean, what is the purpose of this season? What is the goal? What is the game plan? I mean, is the game plan just to have Russell Westbrook add to his stats, which are going to look good when he's a first ballot Hall of Famer? What's the goal here? What are we doing? It doesn't make sense to me.
And you're spot on, and that's where the line's going to be drawn in the sand when Keegan Murray comes back, because is Russ going to still get those big minutes? That's where the line's in the sand.
If Keon is not in your long-term plans, which I think we all agree is kind of silly, but that could be the Kings' approach. Nick Clifford got about almost 20 minutes tonight, so there's not too many guys that need. I mean, we're not going to be playing the
20
bigs.
minutes. 20 minutes is not enough for him, in my opinion, unless they're on a minute management because of him coming back from a strained hamstring. That's my opinion. I think he needs to be playing more than 20 minutes. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a trainer. He didn't look like he had any issues moving laterally, backwards, forwards. I wouldn't have known he had any issue. But they might. Again, I'm just speculating. They might be a little careful with him at the moment.
One last thing I'll say is, if the Kings continue on this trend, when Keegan gets back, that might be a catalyst to get DeMar to the six-man position. Because
who? Who's you going to start?
I'm going to start Keegan in place of DeRozan, and then keep all the same guard structure.
I don't want Russell Westbrook starting. Russell Westbrook needs to come off the bench. He shouldn't be starting.
All right. I'm sure there's more callers, so thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. Before we get to some more callers, I want to tell you about New Works Plumbing. They've got a fix for you: water heaters, water line repair, sewer repair, water filtration, gas lines. Go to newworksplumbing.com or call the number on your screen. And remember, they're available 24/7 for your plumbing needs and repairs. That's newworksplumbing.com. New Works Plumbing, they've got a fix for you. And Ryan, I want to be very clear here about Russell Westbrook. I understand he's not chopped liver. I understand he can still play. But again, I'm asking the fans, what is the goal of this year? What are we doing here? You're 2-5 with a guy playing a lot of minutes. And yeah, he does a lot of things. Defensively, he's a liability, just like DeRozan is and LaVine. I know Doug defends LaVine, but he's not a good defender. I mean, there's a lot of issues with this team on that side of the ball. And in my opinion, you said you'd like to see what happens when Keegan comes back with Westbrook. I'd like to see Nick Clifford play with Keegan. That's what I'd like to see, because I think Nick will put the ball on a platter for him.
Yeah, I think what we're doing here is bridging the gap, putting as many Band-Aids as we can on until Keegan Murray gets back. And I think that's the way the team views it as well. And to a degree, Russ is actually done. I've said this before. He's helped the Kings more than he has hurt them. But that's when, the clock's going to toll for me. Is that going to be when we see Russell still playing 30 minutes a game? That's going to be a problem for me as well. Let's go to... very carefully, Chris, what's going on?
Ryan, what's up, man? How you guys doing?
Good. What's up, Chris?
Not much. Hey, I was just gonna call. I'm a Dodgers fan, so I went to, we were out in Los Angeles Saturday night, experiencing that victory and whatnot. And I was telling my wife on my way home, I'm like, you know what? I'm at this point, can almost guarantee I will never feel that as a Kings fan. That enjoyment of winning a championship. And that's all I wanted to say. So have a good night.
All right, thank you.
Thanks,
I don't think
Chris.
the Kings are going to win a championship either. with the owner the way he is. I think that would be highly, highly unlikely. And it has nothing to do with Sacramento being a small market. I mean, the last time I looked, Oklahoma City and Indiana were in the NBA Finals last year, right? So, like, you can do it with a small market, but you have to have everything in place. And the Kings, in my opinion, don't have that.
You have to get that player and have things around him to where it's undeniable, to where the owner can't screw it up. And that's where it's going to start with the draft. If it is going to be with this owner. Let's go to Patrick. What's going on tonight, Patrick?
This is Patrick.
All right. Our man in the desert, Rabanese. What's up?
What's up, guys? What's up, Grant? How you guys doing, Ryan?
Good, man. Thanks for calling. What's going on?
Oh, man. Well, you just said it right now. It's the culture, right? So we talk about that runway we have going to the lane against every team, and we assume these big men that we get are going to bring that aggressiveness. What could we do to help stop that? Is it because we thought we had an on-ball defender with Struder, right? We thought that we had something with Westbrook. Of course, he's bringing that energy, which is just that's how he gets his double-double. Just off the effort, right? That's how he gets it, right? All off of effort, which I thought was going to be addictive, right? Where the young players can get it. But are we missing for defense? Like we thought we can get Valanciunas. He can help us out, right? Thought we can get these bigs and everything, but it's the same thing every game. Grant, I swear, Grant, you in your prime, you can make 3 layups a game against the Kings against this defense, right?
I would probably get by the guy that's guarding me. I might miss the layup, but even at 66, I think I could probably get to the basket. I mean, there's very little resistance too often. I mean, you got to have better. You got to be more. You got to be more of a factor when the other team has the ball. You just really do.
And too much space.
We assumed Mike Brown was a defensive coach, right? We assumed that. We saw how it was last year. So talk higher level to me right now, Grant.
Mike Brown, when he was coaching, won 48 and 46 games respectively. So let's not talk as if that didn't happen. He was the he was the unanimous coach of the year and won 48. And next year they won 46. So, they had a degree of success. I think this team's going to be lucky to win 35, to be honest with you.
You are absolutely right, Grant. But even though when we had Mike Brown, we were still giving up the most threes to teams that was shooting below 30. They were shooting 42% with us when we had Mike Brown, right? So it wasn't really him bringing that defense. We was just outscoring teams, right? And we had De'Aaron Fox and we had the right players. When are we going to start? I'm not going to say Doug Christie. I'm not going to say that because we can't change him. He's happy to be in this role. And I know we understand that it's the GM, but what are these assistant coaches doing? What are they doing? Are they doing their job, you think, to where are they coming back to the bench and showing these players like, hey, this is how they get into the basket. Let's close down this. Are they actually advocating for the players?
Yeah, they all have roles. They all do their job. It's not at the assistant coaches. They all have roles and they all do them. And I mean, I know that you're searching for answers and I respect that. But that's not the issue right now.
Rab, did you go to college, or what was your major in college?
My major in college, I was a communications, as you guys can see. I'm just a communicator. One thing too, I'm a plumber now too. That's why I like when you guys do the plumbing thing after me. I'm a plumber. I've been a plumber for the last 4 years.
Good stuff. This is like organic chemistry without injuries for coaches to figure out right now. This is really high level stuff, and you've got yourself without Keegan Murray. You've been without Nick Clifford. You've been without Domantas Sabonis, and let's hope you don't go any more time without Domas because he visibly was hurting with those ribs on his left side. It's just because of the
preseason for then, Ryan.
What is preseason for? What is preseason for? Where's that nucleus to where that infectious of Westbrook's effort was seen in the preseason to where another player that wants to get on the floor can do that? Why is it not contagious? Where's the culture? What is our culture?
Well, we can't make a judgment off culture in 7 games, 6 games. You need a much longer period. I would say more than 25 games to define whether a team has culture or not. I just think this is a team, Grant and Rab, that is trying to just put that next plank in front of them until they can get Keegan back, because he is that important. If there's anything the Kings learned from this season, you have to have somebody next season or at the deadline that can do something like Keegan Murray does defensively.
Then who would that be, Ryan? Before I get out of here, who would that be? Because now you're saying put all our eggs in one man's basket, who has had a couple slumps the last few years, right?
Oh, I'm not saying put all your
let's-
eggs. I'm not saying put all your eggs in the Keegan Murray basket. I'm saying you need somebody else that can defend a number one player behind Keegan Murray. You can't just have one Keegan Murray on your team and say he's going to play 82 games and guard the best team's player night in and night out. The forward line's too thin.
Last thing, then, a lot of Kings fans are thinking this too. They're kind of scared because he finally got paid. We're going to see. That's like when a contract year comes for players. They play hard to get that contract year. That's where I'm kind of discouraged a little bit with him, because we all know when it's free agency year, you're in that unrestricted free agent. A lot of players give that effort. So that's all I wanted to say.
I'm
I
not worried about
appreciate you
Keegan
guys.
Murray at all.
He
He could be
deserved it.
making no money. I'm not worried about him.
True, which is true, but we've just seen it happen more than once when the players get paid.
Not
There.
going to happen. Not going to happen
Not
with him.
with
Don't
him.
worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys next game, man. Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Keegan Murray and his contract. That will have no bearing on his effort. That guy brings it every game he plays. He may not play good every game, but it's not because he's not out there busting his tail.
And that extension doesn't kick in until next year, unless there was a signing.
That's true. But even if it did, it's irrelevant to him. His
Right.
personality is such that money is not going to change who he is and how he
No.
plays. It's just not.
Just like offense doesn't affect his defense.
Right. Yep. So the bottom line is you're 2-5. And if you lose to the Warriors on Wednesday night, then all of a sudden you're on very, very thin ice, because you got Oklahoma City coming in, and then the next night you play, I think, Atlanta. So that's 3 games in 4 nights on the second night of it back-to-back. And Atlanta's got some problems, but again, they're going to be there resting.
Yeah.
I mean, you better win the game coming up on Wednesday night, because I don't really see right now, and I said that before the Milwaukee game, I don't see a lot of wins right now. And you might have Anthony Edwards back for the game on Sunday, but here's your schedule, all right? I'm sorry, I forgot the Denver game. You go Golden State, Oklahoma City, then you have Minnesota, then it's Denver and Atlanta. My bad. I got the games a little mixed up here. So you have Golden State, Oklahoma City, Minnesota, and Denver. If you don't beat Golden State and Anthony Edwards comes back, I don't think you're going to win a game on the homestand. I think you're going to go 0-5 on the homestand. And I'm sorry, but that's what I'm predicting if they don't beat Golden State.
Well, and unless Anthony Edwards has a setback, the timeline tells you traditionally he should be ready to go by the time the Kings play Minnesota as well. So, yeah, you got to get Golden State.
Okay, and what do we talk about without Keegan Murray? We talk about matchups, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their front line is going to be a nightmare with Randall and Gobert, okay? And then with Reed, right?
Naz Reed. He is
That's
the
what
one
I mean.
that's a problem.
That the Kings don't – it's a bad matchup for them.
Well, you can say that about most of the teams that are rolling through, with the exception of the Warriors. A lot of them play double big lineups, and the Kings are having trouble playing one big right now, let alone 2.
The biggest problem that I see for Sacramento is, assuming that Jimmy Butler doesn't get hurt tomorrow, he's going to be able to neutralize one of your 2 guys in Levine or DeRozan. He's going to be able to handcuff them, and so you're going to need somebody that maybe we're not thinking about right now that really needs to be in the scoring ledger with a lot of points. Or if the game's close, you can take Jimmy Butler and you can put him on that guy who's hot. So that's a weapon. That's a real weapon they have. Now, I'm mindful of they just lost 2 games to a team without Adetokounmpo and a team that hadn't won a game. But that there's some tough matchups on the Warriors. My question is, how much gas are they going to have in the tank for an older team, a veteran team, been on the road a while, and they play tomorrow night in Phoenix?
It's a great question. We will find out in about 48 hours. Baki, what's going on tonight?
Hey, Baki.
How are you doing tonight? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yep, we hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So speaking of this game, it's not that bad. I mean, I'm always saying the same. When they have Nikola Jokic, playing like this, there is not much you can do against it. Simply, there is no formula defense to cover all the things he has in his head. He played. mm, his play of basketball is just rhapsody. So even if it's not Denver, uh, it, I don't think there is much we can talk about defense. The team is not being built for playing defense, and the things I want to talk is offense. As you said, Grant, the way we can beat other teams. I mean, Denver is also not the greatest defensive team in the NBA. Thunder is better defensive team than them. But okay, they are going for offense as well. So we will see what will happen. So I'm not that disappointed, as Jerry Reynolds said. Uh, about the game alone, I don't know. I have a sense that even though Russell is better every game, I still sharing Grant's thoughts that he has. And I said the game before with Milwaukee, even though we win the game, he got too much minutes behind him, and sometimes it looks to me somehow he's choking Levine. So, for example, I don't know how will that all go, because I see Levine going down. The more minutes uh, Russell Westbrook has, the more Levine goes down. Did you? What do you think
Yeah,
about
Zach
that?
had an off game tonight for the first time this year. Well, he wasn't himself. I don't know if his injury was
Okay, he
bothering
had the
him, but
problems with
yeah, he
the
didn't look
lower
like
back.
himself tonight.
But
Take Baki down. He's freezing, and quite frankly,
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
getting
take
a
him down.
little.
Thank you,
I'm
Bucky.
getting
Enjoy
a
watching
little,
your late
getting
games.
a little dizzy with
Yeah,
the games in the
yeah,
background and him
yeah.
upside down.
But again, the Kings are in survival mode until Keegan Murray comes back, and he's not going to be the savior, but he's going to make them a better defensive team. It's going to help out your rotations, but you have to survive until he comes back, and we don't really know when that's going to be yet.
Yep, I don't know either. He's been getting a little bit of work on the court. Still has a brace on that hand. This sentiment that this guy doesn't bust his ass
They're morons.
kills me.
They're idiots.
It just kills me. Like, what
They're,
are you
the
watching?
people that say that they have no understanding of basketball. They have no idea what the hell they're talking about.
No,
I mean,
he's regressed. Keegan's plummeted since rookie year. What are you watching?
they're just morons. I mean, you
Oh
people
my
are embarrassing
gosh.
yourself. You're just embarrassing yourself with comments like that. You're
Come
embarrassing
on.
yourself. It's embarrassing. I'll tell you what's not embarrassing is Bennett's, whether it's Sacramento, Roseville, or the West Side Grill in Rockland. You are going to get great quality food, prime seafood and steaks at Bennett's. Go to Bennett'sRestaurants.com and make a reservation and more. That's Bennett'sRestaurants.com. Again, Sacramento, Roseville, and the West Side Grill in Rockland. Gotta love Bennett's, and thank you for the comments. For those that enjoyed the brunch this past weekend, I saw the comments online, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's awesome. That's Bennett'sRestaurants.com.
Love me the brunch. Let's go to our man, Gunther.
Hey guys, just wanted to call in because I was kind of looking into that the thing that's going on with Ja Morant. I know he's maybe a little head case sometimes.
No.
I mean, I'm just wondering, just because.
No.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Run.
okay. The reason I'm saying that is because, okay, just like how Chris Webber, right? He was sort of a head case.
No.
Okay. Well, what I'm trying to say is that if Sacramento has, I mean, right now, maybe it's not the right time, but if they get like sort of a culture going, maybe they can try to find a way to, fix him in a way. What do you guys think?
Maybe you could find a way to have the Beatles come back and play at Madison Square Garden when I'm in New York in a couple of weeks.
I mean, I can try it, but,
Exactly right. You can try. It's the same thing with Morant. They've tried. They've done everything for him. The guy's a malcontent. He's a cancer. A lot of the players in the locker room don't want to be around him. Desmond Bain couldn't wait to get out of there. He was happy when he left to go to Orlando. You don't want Ja Morant. It's nothing but red flags. And Jerry made a good point. I don't know if you, Gunther, I don't know if you had a chance to join us at the beginning of the show. Jerry said the other part of his plays regressed as well lately.
Yeah, that's true. But maybe, sometimes there's some, change of scenery that can help a player, and maybe it'll help him, like motivate him to do a little bit better. I mean, you think that could
Yeah,
happen?
send him to China if he wants to change the scenery to motivate him. That will motivate him, or go to Europe and play. That will motivate him. And once he gets kicked out of the NBA, that might motivate him.
I get where you're coming from, Gunther. There's risk, and then there's risk. And the second is what it is with Ja Morant. I mean, he's tailing more towards an Antonio Brown right now, like out of the NBA
Exactly.
altogether, than he is the other way. Where
I don't want him around Nee Clifford. I don't want him around Keon Ellis. I don't want him around Keegan Murray. I don't want him around Max Reyno. I don't want that guy anywhere near my young players.
Yeah, no, I get you guys. All right, thanks, guys.
Hey, thank you. You have a good evening. Appreciate it.
Great. You made such a great point on the radio show today about Scott Perry and the 6 pillars that they're building this team around. You can imagine the 6 new ones it would have to be if it was Ja Morant.
If Ja Morant were ever to end up in Sacramento, Scott Perry would have an embarrassing press conference, because everything he's been preaching would be going against it to bring in a Morant. And then what is he going to say? And I just don't see the Kings even making a phone call about Ja Morant.
Competitive? Is Ja Morant competitive? Maybe.
Yeah.
Tough?
When he wants to be.
Team-oriented?
No.
Accountable?
No.
Disciplined?
No.
And professional?
100% no.
Yeah.
But you said, is he competitive? Most of the time he's competitive, so I'll give you that.
Yep. Tough. He sprained his ankle early in the playoff series last year and played through it, so I can give him tough. But
you don't want him on the team.
He might need a letter of recommendation on the other 4 from the commissioner of the NBA.
Hey, I want to talk to you about Sunrise Landing in Calusa. You can check out everything they have to offer by going to CalusaSunrise.com. Various phases that they're doing very well out there, but they still have some lots available with these beautiful homes, 6 to choose from. And remember, at Sunrise Landing in Calusa, there's no Melrose and there's no homeowners, and it's great location. I mean, it's adjacent to the Calusa Golf and Country Club, this Blazona development project. And again, CalusaSunrise.com will get you all the information you need in beautiful Calusa Sunrise Landing. Check it out when you have an opportunity. Kings are on their way to the airport, and they will, in all likelihood, have a day to relax tomorrow and get ready for Golden State coming in on Wednesday, who play tomorrow. Coming up on the radio show on Wednesday, I will have the voice of the Golden State Warriors on, Tim Roy. So we'll get a report card from Tim before the game on Wednesday.
Looking forward to that. Jerry Reynolds tomorrow, 4:00. Sean Salisbury, 5:00. If you don't know what we're talking about, Fox Sports Radio, Sacramento.
Sorry, I jumped on you there. I like your graphic better.
Fox Sports Radio, Sacramento, 104.7. Best way to listen. Go to the Google Play or Apple Store, put in Fox Sports KSAC, download the free app, no geo boundaries. You can listen from anywhere while we're live. If you can't listen live, no worries. The audio is currently up every day on Grant's podcast platform.
All right. Well, I don't know what else to say. Do you have any final thoughts on this one? I agree with Jerry. Offensively, this issue is defense, not offense. My radio station is, again, we just put the graphic up. It's Fox Sports. I'll put it up for you. Fox Sports Sacramento. All right. There you have it. All right.
3 to 6 p.m.
Yep, 3 to 6 every afternoon. And you can download the Fox Sports KSAC app. All right. And that way you can listen to it no matter where you are. 104.7 FM, 890 AM. Check it out. Monday through Friday, 3 to 6.
Only thing that I would say is keep an eye out on Domas. Make sure
I would agree.
That's all good.
Yep.
He looked like he was playing through something very uncomfortable. But other than that, like you said, get some rest. Maybe you can talk to what it's like coming back from a road trip when you've been gone for a week and only having a day off.
It's not ideal. but that's what you have. And, you've the guys that are married and that have kids. Tomorrow's a family day. It's an errand day. And you still have to get ready to play a game the next day. So it's much more difficult for the married guys than it is the single guys, because they walk in the door and, they've got a family that they want to see, and they've got a wife that, wants them to take care of the kids for the day, and she wants to go out and do her thing, or, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it's part of life. It's just the way it is,
Hey, I got something surprising for you before we sign off. 5 minutes left to go. Lakers 107, Blazers 100.
Wow. That's a team that right now, it doesn't matter who's on the court, who's not. No Austin Reeves, no Luka, and they're leading Portland. Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
JJ Redick's a pretty darn good coach.
He's doing a nice job. There's no doubt about it. What happens when LeBron comes back? Are they going to screw it all up?
I don't know. Depends on what LeBron you're going to get.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Tomorrow, are you doing a Kings Court tomorrow, buddy?
Yes, 1:00 tomorrow. Unless the Kings end up having any availability, which I don't think they will.
All right. Sounds good. Tomorrow, keep an eye for that. Just, hey, subscribe. That way you'll know when we're coming on. I will be on tomorrow, Fox Sports Sacramento 3 to 6, and then I'm going to do a show here tomorrow night at 7:00. All right. So 7:00 tomorrow right here. Ryno, have a good evening, my friend.
You too, Napes. Appreciate you.
To everyone else, thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget, another post-game show coming up on Wednesday, right after the Kings and the Warriors. Bye-bye now.